show you now on those. And I've made some progress on Amos Asteroids and Magic Forest. So there's something. This is really pre-alpha before, yeah. This is development version. It's nothing is ready, nothing is 100% working. As always, this is a work in progress. It's not as good as Amos Professional, sadly, but we are moving in that direction. Of course, we have some enhancements in Amos Kittens. Those enhancements we will not see because those programs do not use those enhancements besides of USB gamepads. Yes. Yeah, and wanting to say is that when I run these programs, it's going to crash. It's going to crash. There are bugs in Amos Kittens. There are possibly bugs in the old Amos programs that never showed up in the original Amiga, but do show up here. So be patient. Let's try number leap first. Yep. There's something I haven't removed. I was debugging a problem with procedures, so I've just pressed enter a few times before it get past the testing stage. Okay, so number leap, we have the introduction screen. So running the code, press enter or spacebar in the correct window. And it's running, and then we get a crash. So here's the problem in the paste bob. This happens from time to time. So this is an issue that I have to work on. I know there are bugs. Okay, so this issue shows up maybe on some 10 tries or something like that. So it's not so easy to get the bug when we want it. Now it's another issue. System has frozen. So this is also how it happens. So the paste bob thing is doing something really naughty. So this is really high up on my list of things to fix. Now I have no choice but to restart with the power button. We're back. Let's show you how Magic Forest is working now. Same thing, you have to just press enter a few times to get past testing. As always, it runs slowly because we are running with lots of debug text, and this is causing it to run slow and very slow, extremely slow. Let's press enter to start the game. And this you probably saw before, the two characters standing here. Okay, it tries to draw everything up on the screen, and what we have now is these apples, and we have some lives, I think, here. We didn't have this before, so this is the new stuff we haven't seen before. And then we have a crash in the machine peak command, which is causing the system to crash, I think. This is the second bug which I have to work on. So there's like paste bob and peak commands, which is really buggy. Let's power off and power on, back on again. This is sadly how I have to work on some bugs that are very hard to fix, like just things that freezes the computer. Powering down now. And we are back to the desktop again. Let's see. Tried number leap, and I have tried asteroids before once, but not now. Let's try Castle Amos. This is same thing. I have a lot of stuff. I have to press enter to get past. There's the procedure check again. The procedure thing is a bug that I fixed. Actually didn't show up on those smaller tests, but when the program got large, things could go really wrong. So okay, so you saw that the Castle Amos screen was showing up very fast, and then it disappeared. That's how far we're going with that one. And I'm really not sure about this this bug, because this is token 6765, which it says that it isn't found, which is very strange. Mostly because if I look at Castle Amos, this is the code, program code. This is ASCII version of it, and then we have the tokenized and ASCII version of it. If I look for 67 65, it's not found. So this means that something has gone really wrong, and we are probably out in the wrong place in the code. So another thing that is interesting is if I look at the ASCII version, there is like line 538, those tokens are on. If I jump to 588, you see the Amal on, and you see the column, and you see the Amal on, and you see the column, and then it's the view command. This is where I find it very strange, because procedure has something to do with procedures, and we are in a procedure. So Maybe this is view command is causing it to exit early. This is something I have to look at. So it's very strange that it should return a bad address, bad token here. It could be something about update every 2. But I think this one doesn't do anything actually. So no, most likely not. So this is something I have to work on. Then we have the asteroids. So the good thing is that Amos Castle, the Castle Amos didn't crash in my system. The bad thing is that there are some very strange bugs in it. And then we have asteroids, Amos. Okay, so we are on the title screen. It's working. Clicking on it, we get to the screen with the introduction screen. Press wait key. I put some wait keys in this program because I wanted to stop and see what was going on. Okay, so did you see that? There was something happening in the start and then it crashed. So we are almost inside the game itself now. We are just so close to looking at the Amos Asteroids game. Something about screen display that is crashing here. So this is another problem I have to work on. Screen display. So peak screen display. Paste Bob. Yes. Those are those things I'm going to be working on, and hopefully you can get it more working. So this is something about screen to scan line that is crashing. This is rendering of the Amos Kittens display here. So maybe this is why we have something on the top and there is black all the down here. Could be it could be something about some screens opening, closing, something about the buffer system built up, smart refresh stuff that is going on. This is and let disassemble an assembler for PowerPC. There's the STW, which is a store, and it stores something into register 9 at this offset from register 31. Is this number. I have no idea what this is. Register 9 is an usually used as a stack pointer, and that number is probably usually an offset to some variable, usually. Maybe could be an issue with the stack, but I'm not sure. Kill the program. Okay. Let's try number leap again. Okay, now it crashed. So restarting. problem. It only happens sometimes, so past the Bob problem. So let's just try to it depends on how unlucky we are. I will ignore it for now. Let's try to get past it. Probably going to screw up my system, but I don't care. Let's try to see how far we get with number leap this time. Okay, so we are at this screen, which inside actually the game. So the thing that's missing here is actually the frog. Where is the frog? So this is a mystery. But when past Bob isn't working, it's probably because that is there's a bug there. So my main concern is past Bob on this one. So that's that. I have tried to run anything else, and probably if you try to run anything else than those 3 programs, it unless there's some tests, simple tests, it's very unlikely to be able to work. So if you're planning on replacing Amos with Amos Pro with Amos Kittens, or planning on using this as a replacement for Amos on the classic Amiga, well, first I have to fix the bugs before we actually talk about porting it to any platforms. Don't expect miracles. It isn't bug free yet, and there's lots of issues. It doesn't support all the extensions. There's no sound. There's lots of stuff to do. I can easily work on this on a year more, and then maybe some before it's done. So but if you are a developer that know how to program C or C++, you want to port it to the classic Amiga, or want to help me fix the bugs that you see here, go ahead. It's on the GitHub, and you can just search for Amos Kittens and download it, clone it, start working on it. Try to help me find the bugs if you are interested. If you don't have the skills to program in C or C++, you want to help out, you can run Amos Kittens in WinUI, most likely. You can run AmigaOS 4.1 in that, and or you can run AmigaOS 4.1 in QEMU, using the SAM 460 ISO or CD. So you can buy that from Archive Systems. That's another options. Yeah, so you have a few possibilities to run AmigaOS 4.1 and help me out testing code, and if you find problems and issues that I would do. I'm actually very interested in small snippet codes, so I can just test the bug. If I have a user case small, like 10 lines of code or 20 lines of code, it's a lot easier to work on than let's say Number Leap or Amos Asteroids or Magic Forest or Castle Amos or any of those. So it'd be very helpful to have like small snippets. Yeah, if you want to see the obs, we can view them in my player, in my ABK viewer. Some of those ABK files contain other things than actually images or sprite bobs. So some of them contains maps and data or other things that can't be viewed. It could be a picture. So there's also always stuff to do, and there's lots of stuff to do actually. So because some of them are if images, so but you can see the problem here is that if you view graphics in Omega OS 4.1, it's very small because it isn't stretched out like you see when I lower screen modes on 14 inches monitors or whatever. So yes, as you can see, I made some progress. I have lots of bugs to fix, and hopefully we will have more progress after I fixed those bugs, and we can maybe move on to more useful tools and programs, and like the sprite editor or the help tool and stuff like that. I really like to see those things working in Amos Kittens. The Amos Pro examples. Yeah, that's all for now. Bye bye.